It's like that standard you see now has like resulted into your whole team, but it started with you guys.
With them having the standard set it coming in, and they get to see the results that we have, and we get to see the results that you have because the standard you set all the way down the line, it allows everybody to grow faster and succeed faster.
They don't have anything to do but make money and grind. And when you're sitting there in an environment where there's 20, 30 guys that are seriously trying to go make 20, 30, 40 grand a month, retire people, like retire their families, like, I don't have anything better to do.
Keep going, keep going. I gotta keep going.
The YouTube video that turned into a multiple six-figure income first year into sales. Thank you for joining us for another podcast. We've got Drew Smith, Colby Whittaker with us. How you feeling, boys?
Let's go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Back in Austin, ready to light it up. This is the city that changed everything.
This is it.
We're back in the city. We're back in the city. Back on the YouTube.
Yeah.
It's about to get dangerous.
So we got to tell the story. So it's crazy how me and you met. So started off of YouTube. That's where that starting part of the podcast came from. You're watching videos, came across the industry, and then decided to reach out.
Yeah.
How long ago was that now?
That was, so I started watching YouTube videos about a year ago now. I started watching. And from that point, it took me about 3 months to go through all Sean's videos, Grady's videos, and end up finding you. That was about a 3-month process.
Yeah.
Once I found you, it was 2 days later, because I already had my test scheduled. Once I found you, I hit you up. We talked for 7 minutes on the phone.
Yeah.
And then in 2 days, I was on Zoom and I made my first sale.
Which is crazy. Like, you were about to take that exam and start with a different company right before you had watched all those videos.
Yeah.
So
Scary.
it's like, it's just crazy how, the pattern of events happens in life. And now you're here in a completely different status quo situation than you were 6 months ago.
Yeah, dude. Life's completely changed. Like, I look back on it, and everybody that I bring into the business are like, how do you find this? I'm like, dude, I got lucky. Yeah. Like, I was going to do insurance either way, but what if I would have ended up somewhere else? What if even if I would have ended up on somebody else's team, had a different upline?
Yeah.
Dude, it might have just been cooked. Like, I got lucky because I fell into this team, the system, this culture.
It's an amazing team, bro. So we've got Colby Whittaker with us. I remember when Colby was getting trained, you were at the compound, and we were training him on Zoom while you were in Austin and he was in Indiana.
Yeah.
So how was that, man? Like, because you were coming from blue collar, no sales experience. What was it about the opportunity that just made you step out of your comfort zone?
When I first saw Drew's stuff, which I didn't even see Drew's stuff, it was actually my wife that saw it on social media and showed me.
Smart lady.
Yeah, smart lady. But there wasn't anything necessarily that I was soul searching anyways. I was looking for something different because I knew in my current job I was never going to get the goals that I did want. And I knew that this industry provided that. And I saw the results Drew had, and he showed me your results, and then, further up the chain there, and so I took the leap of faith.
Now, you took the leap of faith before even receiving, like, your first month paycheck. Here, why were you so confident to just get up and quit what you were doing to go into an opportunity before you haven't even seen 30 months worth of pay yet?
I saw the results that Drew was having and the paychecks that he was getting, and I did my research on the carriers and figured out that it was all legit, and I took the bet on myself. I figured if Drew can do it and there's all these other people doing it, why can't I do it?
And now it's like a big leap of faith that you took because most people wouldn't step out of their comfort zone to take that type of leap. But now, fast forward, now, like, what you were making just about a year, you probably cleared it last month.
Oh, yeah.
How long into the industry?
6 months. Not even full 6 months, yeah.
That's insane, bro. You guys realize what he just said? He just made last month what you made all of last year.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's crazy, bro. Like, there's nothing, I've never seen anything like this out there. It's like, it just shows you that, like, even if you look at your background, like, when they started telling me that, Colby lives on a farm, there's, like, cows in the back, like, we go to the back and pet the cows. I'm like, I thought they were messing with me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're a farm boy living in Indiana slinging premium. That's why we call the podcast now Premium and Boots. That's going to come out there.
For sure.
It's insane to see, but, like, everyone thinks, like, you have to be a special type of characteristic or fall into a certain zone to do well in sales. Like, you have nothing like that in the background.
No, not at all. You know, I was welding before this, and before that, to make money, I flipped four-wheelers. So I get on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and like I can pull an engine on a four-wheeler and rebuild it and put it back together, and then I would sell it for a little bit more money than I bought it. Like, no, that's as far as my sales experience goes, selling on Craigslist. But yeah, like you said, you don't have to be special to come into this industry. You just have to be coachable, hungry, and have a good work ethic, and then you can take it as far as you want.
And I remember telling Drew this. I was like, I remember watching you grind to like 11 midnight with us like the first few weeks. I was like, dude, when this guy gets it rolling, like everyone is screwed. Like he's going to be dangerous.
Scary.
Yeah. You remember that?
Really
First
scary.
couple weeks?
Yeah, for sure. Because I was asking you, like, how do you identify? And this was the very beginning of any type of leadership role that I've ever been in. And I was like, how do you identify? How do you really identify somebody to run with? Because we run with the runners, walk with the walkers, and you're like, everything Colby does, you run with.
He's in front of you. That's what I told you.
Yeah, like he's right there, dude. He's that. If you go duplicate that kid, you'd be a millionaire. It's like, holy shit, like he's a prime example, dude. 12 hours a day. He was working 12 hours a day was like an early day for him. Like he was working until 2 o'clock in the morning. Like I didn't even know, bro. Like I was checking out at like 11, 12, and he was working until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo, holy crap. But that's the guy that's the guy you find. That's the guy that you duplicate.
Those are the guys that succeed as quick as they do in sales. Like that's how you started, but that's how you still are. What was it? Last week I was on with your team on Zoom at like what, 12:30 at night Eastern?
Yeah.
It's like that standard you see now has like resulted into your whole team. But it started with you guys. How important has setting that standard early on for yourself and duplicating it into your team been for your success?
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't have the standard that you set for us, and now for us to set for new guys that we're bringing in now, not only would our new guys not have the success that they have, but we wouldn't be where we're at. You know, with them having the standard set it coming in, and they get to see the results that we have, and we get to see the results that you have because the standard you set all the way down the line, it allows everybody to grow faster and succeed faster.
Yeah. And then, Drew, you guys are in the office till like 11 o'clock, 11:30 sometimes when we're on the phone. It's like it's almost become a norm now because, like, it almost feels like when you're locked in with the crew, like I always call our team like a high school football team. If you've ever played like high school sports, like we're all one big family. It's like it doesn't even feel like you're working.
No.
What is it that has you on that office till 11 o'clock?
I don't know. For me, I feel like, dude, even if I try and leave at like 9 or 10, I got 3 other guys, and Blake Lawson being one of them, that's shaming me.
Yeah.
Where you going? 10 o'clock? It's early, huh? Like, you don't, like we tell everybody, you're your own boss, but like, you come in, if you leave early, we'll shame you. Like, because how bad do you want it? You know what I mean? But we're all, dude, we're 22, 20, I think like 25 is the oldest guy that we have in our office. The hell else do we have to do? We don't have anything to do but make money and grind. And when you're sitting there in an environment where there's 20, 30 guys that are seriously trying to go make 20, 30, 40 grand a month, retire their families, like, I don't have anything better to do. This is what I'm doing. This is my life. And it's an obsession. It's healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it doesn't even feel like really you're working with what we do. It's like, it's a grind, but like you get addicted to the grind when you're in sales. Like, dude, like if I wasn't married with kids, like I'd freaking sleep in my office. Like I wouldn't even have a house. Like I would just live there.
That's what Colby
Like
said
I
too.
literally said that on the plane here.
Do you ever feel that? Like me and Zach talked about this the other day. Like the office is my safe spot.
Yeah.
Like I feel so safe in my office. Like not that anything out there is like freaking Jurassic Park or anything, but like you just feel so calm and so good, confident, and like collective. Like I look forward to the days that my family goes to Jersey to sleep at like her sister's house, so I could be there till 10, 11 with the boys.
Right.
What is it about the office that gives you all that feeling?
Dude, I think it's just like there's a certain level of drive when you're in the office. And I feel like, honestly, like whenever I step foot in the office, we can make anything happen. Like, we're one unit just striving to go get to the next level. Everybody wants the next level. It's like, dude, when you step in there, it's like, dude, being in the garage, you're at the workbench. Yeah. Let's go make it. Let's go make shit happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it is for me.
Yeah, I'll even say that getting everybody to the next level takes you to the next level, right?
Yeah.
So you're always getting something new. And that's why I think most people get so tired of their 9-to-5s. They do the same thing every day.
It's repetitive. Yeah.
You always unlock something new. And then it's like, okay, how fast can I get to the next level? Yeah. So it's never-ending grind that you just fall in love with.
Yeah.
And everybody holds each other to getting to that next level, because if you don't, you're getting left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think keeps you away from being complacent is you constantly have new people rolling in that have a new story, a new battle to fight, and you got a new objective to go win for them, right? So you constantly have somebody else that you're fighting for. You're working towards somebody else's bank account, somebody else's goals, and somebody else's life, man. And that's a lot of where me and you see eye to eye, is like our drive for other people is insane.
And we had a meeting like that in the Philly office like a few days ago before I had left to come here. And it's like, that mission is what moves mountains. When you're focused on getting other people to the next level. Like, we all locked in together and we're like, hey, what can we do to get these guys even paid faster than we are now? Like, we're going to be so intentional with getting these guys paid that it's going to be freaking nasty. Like, that's how quick these guys are going to get paid. It's like, but when you have that type of perspective, that it's how we get them paid and not us paid, it's like, it's how people come into the business and do really big stuff, because, like, most people that we're competing with worried about their paychecks.
Yeah.
And the way that I always looked at it is, if we continue focusing on the new agents, the top guns that are on the team, and helping them get to the next level, their success is going to impact yours as well, because it's going to follow along, you know? So, Drew, I know we're back in Austin in the stomping grounds for you early on. What part of the journey, what did that look like, and how important was it to get to where you're at now?
So I knew it was going to be important. I didn't know how important it was going to be to leave. Mm-hmm. So it was super important to come down here, be down here, because I got to be around Zach every day, and I was around Tanner. You know, me and Tanner are running mates, and we came down here together. And obviously, you could see for both of us, it was great. But there were so many fundamentals that we learned. We got to learn the basics of the business and get good at them. And whenever you come down here, right, and you're around everybody that's doing it at such a high level, and you're able to ask the questions, you're able to implement. And then for me, like, you get good and you get results. Yeah. And then for me, I didn't have a big team. I had 2-3 guys, Colby being one of them, who was back home. By the time I left, we had 5 guys, and I was able to bring everything that I learned from here, good, bad, ugly, but mostly results. I was able to bring it back home, and now we've got 50 guys in my HCMS, and we're going to go hit 300, 400, 500,000 like it's nothing. And dude, the average guy on my team right now makes $15,000, which is insane. Like, I never would have thought that was going to happen, but if I didn't come down here, there's no shot. There's no shot that you would probably be making what you were making. There's no shot that any of my guys could have, for one, seen the confidence that I had in the business and have the confidence in themselves. I wouldn't have learned how to be a good leader for these people. Like, this, Austin built this. And
you took it back home with you.
Yeah, and you took it back home and then implemented everything, and now we're going to the moon.
Yeah. So you guys obviously have some electric going off in that Indiana office. Guys, big up and coming, expecting big results. How you guys, at the pace that you guys are moving, like, it's undeniable that you guys are going to do something special. Now, I know having a running mate is really important in the business. That's where Colby comes in. But I know, like, when we were looking at income last month, and this is my favorite thing about the business, how confident are you knowing that you can make really close to the person ahead of you, or whatever the case is, and nothing is holding you back?
Yeah, so, I mean, as far as going to the next level with anybody that you're working with, when you can have an unlimited source of income and you can take it as far as you want, And then you can bring guys into the business and show them how to do exactly what you did. So just like Drew said, he brought the Austin culture and the systems and the work ethic back home, and now we're just teaching guys that we grew up with how to do it all over again, and then everybody's just able to make unlimited income.
And that income opportunity, it makes me so confident in recruiting, bringing new people into the team, because I know I'm not holding anyone back. Like, the playing field is open.
Yeah.
How much does that make you confident every day in the business?
Dude, so for me, that was a big limiter because, everybody gets imposter syndrome sometime. Like, and that was me in the beginning. I was like, dude, I'm making so much money. But it's like, can I duplicate it? Can I show somebody else? And then last month, like, I didn't even know, Colby, you made that. And then I had that conversation. I was asking you, how much did your guys make?
As soon as you told me.
I know, dude. I was like,
I was so
holy
happy
shit. Because I made 54 grand that month, and he made 52.
Like $2,000 off.
Yeah, $2,000 off.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. And for me, that made my confidence go through the roof because I was like, okay, dude, how many people can I get to go making 50 grand a month now? And now we're all eating. You know what I mean? And not only did he make pretty much the same thing that I made, dude, he had 3 guys make 15, 20 grand a month. And then, Blake Lawson made 22 grand in his first month.
Insane.
Like, dude, there's so much on the table. Who wants to go get it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And, man, that part of the business, like having that open playing field, it's just like it makes you so confident in the business, just like I said, because you know that everybody can go out and get theirs. Like, there's nothing stopping you from making the guy that's your uplines in the business. Like, it's whatever you put into is whatever you're going to get out.
Exactly.
Now, I know, Colby, for you, a huge part of the business is what you've able to accomplish at home so far. So the ladies now stopped working, right?
Yep.
Got a kid on the way.
Yep.
And I know a lot of you coming into the business was originally to accomplish those things at home first.
Exactly. Yeah, when I first started, I remember telling Drew I have like 2 big goals.
Yeah.
It was make sure my wife never has to work again, and number 2, if I can make $50,000 a month. That's what I told him when I first started in January.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be insane if I could accomplish those 2 goals. He's like, there's no reason you can't, man. So I started working, and Carson quit working the 3rd month in, and then the 5th month in, I hit $50,000 in a month. So it was within.
That was the end of the year goal.
Yes, that was the end of the year goal.
And it was a maybe goal. He's like, maybe. That was his star goal.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the star goal. That wasn't the make it or break it. That was like the star goal. If I can make these things happen, and he does it in 5 months. Yeah. Both of them.
That's insane to see, man. Like, that's the beauty of the business, like the impact. That's what fires me up every morning. Like I always say, I wake up roaring every day because of the impact that it's had on others. Like, now you've got a kid on the way. Now you have very safe, stable income to where the wife doesn't have to go back to work. She can stay at home and she can do as she pleases. But you never expected that to happen that quick. How about for her? How has she perceived that?
She's obviously very happy to be able to be a stay-at-home mom, and we feel very blessed. But she also didn't realize how fast it would happen. Mm-hmm. When I told her, like, turn in your 2 weeks tomorrow, she's like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? I said, we have enough money on the books and money coming in that we're fine. Like, you don't have to work anymore. And I just remember, like, the delight in her face of, holy crap, you've already done it. Yeah. And so now it's funny. When I get home, the first thing she asked me, did you sell today? That's the first thing she asked me.
Afraid to go back to work.
Did you sell today?
Yeah.
And if I don't have a good answer, I get harped on a little bit. Why not? Why didn't you sell? What'd you do?
Which, let's be clear, most days he does.
Put that mic on.
There's not too many days where Colby goes home and doesn't sell.
She'll throw you the mic, like, put that mic on, boy.
Get back to work, boy. yeah, that's always the first thing she
explains why you were on at 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
You didn't sell anything that day.
Yeah. That's the other thing we'll be clear about is if he has a week where he only sells 7, 8, or 9 grand.
You ain't eating supper, boy.
No, the next week he's selling 20.
Yeah.
That
is my rule.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Everybody gets punished.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's like, everybody's fucked.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Well, I just have that standard with myself because how can I expect my guys to sell 10K a week if I don't do it myself?
Yeah.
So my point of doing that is if I don't hit 10K, the next week I'm hitting 20, like no questions asked.
And that's really important in our group, man, where like people just think like it's building a business, you'll make good income. Like we don't step that part, and we don't skip that part, and we don't let others skip it. Like if you look at the success of your all's group, start with Drew selling 40, 50K. Look at the success in your group, start with you selling 40, 50K. Why has that been such a big part of your all's business and the success of your all's agency and the office in Indiana as a whole?
Well, dude, we understand it has to happen.
Yeah.
Like you told me from the very beginning, it's not a step you can skip. That, and we all understand, like I know me and you definitely understand, like that's the bread and butter. Like you said that on the podcast the other day. That's your bread and butter. Like there's nowhere you can go, there's nothing you can do to make more money than selling. So we're going to stay selling until we can't anymore. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing. And as a leader, I think we both want to be really good leaders. As a leader, you know, if you can't sell at a high level, you won't have the belief to get somebody else to sell at a high level. And that's the one thing, because at this point, neither one of us really, 40, 50 grand a month passively. The income's there. I don't really need to sell a bunch for me. Like, I'm good. But I need to sell a bunch for one, so can you continue to fund the business, but so that other people see that, okay, I'm making the money because I'm selling. So that when they know, all right, hey, I need to sell to make the most money possible, then they can show other people how to sell too.
Yeah, and I'll just tag onto that.
So, Colby, before you even tag into that, you're coming off a big month.
Oh, yeah.
So, top 5 in the agency, top 20 of the largest IMO in the entire country. You aren't just tagging on into it, you're dominating at this point. How the heck are you making it happen that quick, slinging those 50K months, just every month like it's clockwork?
I will just say that it's nothing that I'm doing now different from the beginning. I truly think it's the time, that extra time and the extra reps I got in the beginning. Like Drew said, I worked till 2 a.m. multiple nights. And the reason I did that is because my wife was a night shift nurse.
Yeah.
So she wasn't home. Was I going to go sleep when I could be dialing and making money? So I worked till 2 a.m. 6 nights a week. And, you know, those 16, 17, 18-hour days, getting all those extra reps in the beginning helped me beat that learning curve faster. So now just continuing with that work ethic, and it just happens. You know, you've beat the learning curve and you've got the skill set enough now where keep putting in the hours and you start selling more.
Now, I know your situation's very different with Drew being a bachelor, you know, just hanging out over there, and you having a wife at home, and we talked a lot about sacrifice early on. How has that impacted the household and like just being on that same level? Because I know a lot of people, like I get a lot of questions like when I came to this office, like, hey man, how do I balance out my time with my wife and kids? And you asked the same thing. So how has that been so far as a married man?
Yeah, so I remember you told me from the get-go, you said, man, I'm going to tell you this as a married man to a married man. You need to have that conversation in the very beginning. And we did. You know, we made sure that our goals aligned, that we knew what we wanted in the future, and we knew that this industry offered it. And there's sacrifice now for reward later, or just sacrifice forever with 9 to 5. And so that's the conversation that we had, and that was the end of it. So there's just no questions asked. Now, on Sundays, I don't work. But Monday through Saturday, it's 12 hours bare minimum. Sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes, you know, it's never less than that. But we just spend Sundays together, and we know the sacrifice that has to be made to get the long-term goals.
It's like the little things. Like, remember, I always told you, I was like, don't skip those doctor appointments when she's going for the kid. Like, it's taking her out to eat after. Like, how big of a trick is that?
Very big. It's been very helpful, and she's acknowledged it too. You know, we try to spend a couple hours in the morning. Fridays, as long as I'm at 10K by Friday, we go out to eat. If I'm not, she doesn't want me to. She wants me to keep dialing.
Dang, I was going to say, I thought it was the other way around. So she doesn't want to go out to eat if you haven't hit the 10K.
Yeah.
Dang.
Props to her, bro.
Bro, that's a different breed of a woman.
That's hard to find.
She have any sisters left? We need some of the guys. We need some other guys on the freaking team to marry her sister. That's a rare breed, man. Holy cow. I'm going to tell my wife that.
Yeah, that's her rule.
Yeah. And
Go her, man.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
crazy, bro. That's the best thing I've heard in a long time. So, like, now I see, like, why you're so strong mentally and physically, and just, like, as good as a person as you are, is like you have a really strong woman behind you that's pushing you to that next level, and it's rare to see that nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that has a big impact. And my wife just left her job as of last Friday, and I told her at the beginning of the year, I was like, hey, on your last day I'm gonna buy you a new car, because we've got 3 little rugrats running around. They dismantle the car.
But your wife just left her job?
Just left.
What?
Like, dude,
You made her work that long?
I didn't. She wanted to, dude. Like, I was like, if you don't this year, like, we have a problem.
No, that's insane.
I was like, I can't. Like, but in her perspective, like, I'm traveling right now for an entire 6 days. Imagine waking up at 7, dropping off kids and going to work, coming home. I'm like,
It's horrible.
stay at home and relax. Just relax. So, like, where I'm at now and seeing you where you're at, it's like, you have to have a strong woman behind you. And, like, that little stuff, like, I told her, like, on your last day, you're getting a new car. So she just picked up the X7, so new mom car. So it's like, it's great to see what the business has done, especially for the ones with families, and seeing where you're at now, seeing what the future is going to look like with kids. So it's been amazing to have you guys here with us in Austin, and we're looking forward to a big couple days with you guys. Thank you for joining us.